Back now on Triad Today, and I'm with three of my favorite people. Well, one of them anyway. I don't know about the other two. No. On my right, Dr. McNeil Cronin, good friend of ours, who is president of Down Syndrome Association of Greater Winston-Salem. And back behind us, socially distanced, are the two great guys from Daggett, Shuler, David Daggett, Griff Shuler. Welcome, guys. Good to see you. I tell you, this is a little awkward for me because, we're actually taping, as a disclaimer, we're taping on Wednesday afternoon. And it just came to me, the news just came to me when McNeil came in, and he and David and Griff pulled me aside and said, we have a big event, and then we sort of have a big event, but it's changed. And so we're going to talk about what I mean there in a second, which is the Buddy Walk. We'll get to that in a second. But first, McNeil, tell me just a little bit and remind people what the mission of the group is.
Well, this is the Down Syndrome Association of Greater Winston-Salem, and we always appreciate coming on and talking with you, Jim, so thank you for that. The Down Syndrome Association's main mission is to support individuals in our community with Down syndrome and support them to help achieve their highest potential in life. We do that by promoting acceptance and inclusion within the community. So it's twofold. We focus on our individual members with Down syndrome, but we also focus on advocacy within the community to help support those members, again, reach their fullest potential.
And I know sometimes the parents have you guys to turn to, and it's a networking of care. And
yeah, we oftentimes make contact with families at the birth of their child with Down syndrome, and sometimes even before that at the diagnosis, if that's prenatal.
Right.
And we begin to give them support, provide information for them, and a message that you're going to be okay. It's a shocking bit of news to receive when you first receive it, but these children, to have them a part of your family, to have them a part of your life, it's an emotionally positive thing. And that's a message we try to get across to new families.
And one way we can all support the mission, and David and Griff can talk about this, is normally we have the annual Buddy Walk. Mm-hmm. And of course, last year you sort of did a virtual thing because of the pandemic. But now we're sort of in the throes of a surge and more cases of pandemic. And you came in right before we started taping and said, Jim, I got to tell you something. And that something is what?
Well, we made the announcement official yesterday to our members. We at the Down Syndrome Association have been watching the COVID numbers locally very carefully these last few months, and June and July looked great, and we were very confident we'd have an in-person event. And then August hit, and the COVID numbers locally began to increase significantly, and we wanted to be cautious and careful with our membership, some of which have medical conditions that put them at higher risk for a COVID-19 infection and higher risk for hospitalization. So when those numbers began to increase, we made the cautious and I think right decision to switch again to a virtual event and keep our members safe.
David, one way or the other, you've been involved with the association for a long time and the events, virtual and otherwise.
Oh, I love it. We're usually out at West Forsyth High School where we have 1,000 to 1,200 people, and McNeil graciously allows me to MC the event, and I'm getting goosebumps right now, McNeil, because we just love it. But even though we're going virtual, this message of acceptance and inclusion is important, not just for the Down syndrome community, but during this political turmoil and COVID and everything else, for all of us and all of us in the community. And anybody that's ever gotten involved with the Down syndrome community, there is a wave of love that comes through that, quite frankly, I don't get any other way.
Right.
So if I can, quickly say to Jeremy and Aiden and Ella and Brent and McNeil's daughter Quinn, I love you and miss you so much, and can't wait to get a hug when that time comes.
It's going to be virtual love. Griff, very quickly, David mentions the word community a lot. People can give money, they can help, they can support, whether it's virtual or not. But why is it important for people to get involved?
Well, I think one of the things is the Down syndrome community in Winston-Salem is very close and it's very tight-knit. And one of the exciting things about the Buddy Walk, when we've been able to do it, whether it's in person or virtual, is seeing that community. It's really in the idea of inclusion and acceptance, it is a close-knit community that is an example to us all.
Absolutely. Now, before time gets away, you can get more information about what's going on this year. DSAGWS.org is the website, or you can call 739-3696. That's for the Down Syndrome Association of Greater Winston-Salem. And as always, if you need some help and talk to folks and need David and Griff and his team, you can go to DaggettShulerLaw.com or call 724-1234. before. Guys, I appreciate all your support. We're going to be giving virtual support and otherwise, and thanks for all your continued support, guys, for what
Thanks,
you're doing.
Jim. Thanks, McNeil.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jim.
We'll be right back after this.